Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Two Gamer Dads podcast, episode 35. Today is just me and Marv because I just thought we needed to have fun. I think our initial plan to do Two Gamer Dads was to do it like every fortnight or something, maybe every month. This is more like it's a biannual event, like twice a year. Do you know when the last one we did?
June, right?
Yeah, we did it in June.
Okay.
And the previous one before June
January.
was in 2023. Wasn't
really?
last year. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we gotta be more consistent.
This is the congratulations. This is the second episode of the year. Second episode of 2024, and it's already October. Yeah. Okay. So just wanted to make sure that we have an episode. And for those of you who are the first time coming here, we are two gamer dads who just want to just talk about games and family and what's up with our daughters, or other people as well, family and everything. So how are you, Marv? How's everything? I know it's been like 4 months since we talk on WhatsApp.
But it's okay. I mean, some stuff has happened since June for sure. Like I'm gonna be a dad again.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, next
How long
year. She just started on her. She just okay. So this the end of yesterday was the end of the 9th week, so she's going into her 10th week.
Okay,
yeah.
So very
Yeah, 2 more weeks to the end of first try. So Shirley is looking forward to it lah, because it's been a very bad first try.
Was it the same with
No, man.
Oh, Mara was like fine. No, I didn't.
It is way worse than Meredith's first try.
But you know what that means, right? Maybe bad pregnancy means easy baby.
Yeah, man. I hope so, man.
Sekali lousy pregnancy, super difficult baby.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad lah. She has a lot of smell aversion. Not so much food aversion, but more of smell aversion.
It's all connected, right? Like if you don't like something that smells, you can't really eat it anyway.
Correct.
Such as like, is there something that like she cannot like? Think she used to like.
Okay, this is quite funny because so this kid. I mean, we did IVF, right? And normally IVF is can be super expensive. But I guess we're lucky lah. I guess my gaming luck.
If you do many tries,
yeah, my gaming luck came in and I one shot the boss. So we literally got it on the first try.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ironic because we didn't. So Meredith was natural conception, right? Yeah. So we actually spent way more on her. Yeah. Because to the lead up to her conception, we spent like I think almost 20k or more than 20k.
All the checkups and professional help.
This one, I think not even 2k, then already done. Because there's a lot of subsidies for first time IVF. A lot of subsidies, yeah. But so the ironic thing is that you didn't have to pay much for conception, but oh man, for food, right? So what's really funny is Charlene cannot stand the smell of coffee shop. You know the coffee shop smell, the kopitiam smell? Like hawker food, she cannot stand. Okay. She will literally retch. She'll run and then she'll retch.
Like a mess of different food smells.
She can tahan like atas food. Like Hai Di Lao, no problem. Coffee shop cannot.
I also have small aversion to kopitiam food. I can only eat atas food.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So seems like this second kid is atas baby.
Yeah, atas kid. Wait, so let's say if you just buy for her like char kway teow by itself, can she eat it or she can't?
Yes. So if I buy back, she can eat at home. Yeah, but she cannot tahan she cannot stand it if it's like in coffee shops. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least hopefully she gets better.
Yeah. So it's been tough,
like nausea.
A lot. She's okay. So it was really bad. Like the last 2 weeks, she was puking every day, like literally every day. Yeah. So she tahan for like 2 weeks. She tolerated for 2 weeks. Then to the doctor lah. Then the doctor also because she lost like almost 3 kg in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a bad kind of weight loss.
Yeah. So the doctor was like, "Yeah, just give you meds lah." Yeah. So it's been slightly better. Yeah. I think she hasn't puked since then. Yeah, but she still gets like wave of nausea sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know she's getting at least a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that end of first try is coming, so she's looking forward to just being past all this morning sickness crap.
Let's hope it does, lah. Let's hope it does.
Yeah. Okay. There's one thing. There's one thing she can't stand the smell of. So it's not just food. She has a smell aversion to a lot of things. So you know what she can't stand? She can't. No, she can't stand the smell of laundry.
You mean like
washed laundry? Yes. So guess who's been doing all the laundry?
This is sounding more and more like excuses. I can't.
I know, right?
I can't
stand laundry.
I can't stand the smell of like cooking oil.
Yeah, I can't stand soap. So you have to wash the dishes.
That's a good. I mean, okay lah. In the end, she has to bear the baby. So
yeah, but I'm okay. Yeah.
No.
Doesn't no skin off my back lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Small price to pay. We're not growing a baby watermelon in our tummies.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? How's your? Actually, I was gonna ask you because I think you mentioned it last time. Are your parents moving in with you?
Yeah, that's why I'm in a totally different area now. So
have you moved in?
I'm in the hall. No, they are not. They have not moved in, but my room is empty lah. They are moving in, I think, in a week's time. The movers are coming next week. Is it next week? Sorry, no. 5th November, 2 weeks from now.
How do they fit their whole house?
Yeah, so that's the challenge, right? They have to squeeze a 4-room flat, which
into
is like
1 room.
How much? 4-room flat is like 90 over square meters.
Now,
into like one room, just one room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, my parents' house is actually quite bare lah. Because my mom is not somebody who likes to keep stuff. She's a thrower. She likes to throw things away.
I mean, that's better than order.
Yeah. So her house is actually very, very empty. Yeah. Most of the stuff that they had to get rid of was actually Meredith's toys.
I mean,
so
that's fine.
We gave away most of them lah. Yeah. So they're moving in 2 weeks' time, which will be good lah. Because they will. My mom will definitely, like my parents will definitely help with the second kid. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Okay. So are you excited or?
I'm okay. I mean, I'm the one that asked them to move in, so I have to live with the consequences.
I was going to ask you, like, how? I mean, last time have they stayed with you before?
They have. They stayed with me when their house was under renovation for HIP, the home improvement project thing. So they stayed with me for like 3-4 months. Yeah.
And that was okay.
That was fine. Yeah, it's fine.
You don't like Sherilyn and everybody does that. It's fine. Like even you don't feel like it's cramped.
It's okay lah. Because my parents, after a certain time, they just stay in their own room. They just stay in the room. They don't come out. So I've moved out all my stuff, right? Like my entire gaming room is empty. Yeah. So I mean, my parents have already planned. Yeah, they're gonna have the TV here. They're gonna have like bed here, all that. Yeah. So they're gonna mount their own TV in the room. They're gonna get the TV box in the room. So they can entertain themselves.
Isolated place by themselves, basically.
Yep.
That's the one thing I miss about Singapore is that obviously when it's your own house, and also Singapore, like when you build your house, right, everything is actually mostly is like wood. Not wood, bricks. Like it's like solid stuff, right? Like in Japan, everything is drywall, so you can't really mount anything. Like
I mean, the new BTOs, quite a bit of it is the board, drywall. Right? It's board. See,
but it's still quite solid, right? Like you can still mount.
You can't. Okay, you can't really mount heavy stuff on the board.
Like even a TV you can mount.
You shouldn't. But half of it is normally concrete. So like this wall, right? This half is concrete. Then this half here is the board.
Yeah. Because in Japan you can't really. I mean, not that I could mount anyway, lah. Because in Japan, they will. Because I rent, right? They don't allow me to put.
Yeah, for sure.
They can't allow me to put anything on the wall, which is a bit irritating. Because sometimes mounting things is obviously more ergonomical than actually.
Yeah, you save space.
Yeah. So, but it's okay. Like, I'm not complaining. I have a lot more space here than I do in my house in Singapore anyway. Yeah. Anything else that has been happening?
No, those are the major stuff that's happening for me lah. How about you?
For me, I've just been like constantly updating my house gym. I think I told before
seeing your Insta stories.
So at first, it's funny because my house gym kind of went through a whole transition through the year. Because I started when we moved into this new house in April this year. I always wanted to have a house gym, but initially I thought of doing it outside, right? Because I thought, instead of using the indoor space, I'll use the outdoor space. But luckily, thank God that Marianne kind of persuaded me not to. Not kind of, she didn't directly persuade me, but she kind of like gave some arguments as to why I shouldn't. Because of weather also, right? And because of like, you got to take care of your equipment also. So if it's outside, you have to find some way to shelter. So I was looking at different ways to like shelter it. But I realized that really when you do it indoor, it's much more convenient, especially in winter, right? Even though you could go outdoors in winter, it's not particularly enjoyable.
Yep.
But anyway, I've been like slowly like changing things as I go along. And oh hi, where is you?
Hello.
Yeah, and things have. I think now I'm kind of happy with the gym configuration it is right now. So this will probably be my gym configuration for a while. I think it has everything I need. The only things that I'm lacking so far, the only two things I'm lacking so far, which I can wait, I'm not in a rush for, is a bench. So that's the one thing I'm lacking is a bench. But I kind of want to buy an adjustable bench, so not a flat bench, but something that can incline and decline, because then I can do more things
You can
with
do like
dumbbells.
seated stuff and
Correct, seated stuff. And the second thing I want is fractional plates. Like I only have my smallest denomination is 5 kg. So like, yes, the other day I did shoulder press, right? Then I did 70 kg for like a rep, and then I was like, okay, let's go to 80 kg. But I was like, that's a crazy jump from 70 kg to 80 kg for a shoulder press. Like, and I failed, but like maybe if I had 75, I would have succeeded, right?
Yep.
But I'm like, but it's okay. These are not important. For most things I've gotten myself settled really. Mary went back to Singapore just recently only.
She just came back, right? Like what?
Yeah,
This
she
week?
just got back 8 days. So I mean, people ask me like, oh, it's so tough for you, take care of Rebecca by yourself. But I mean, she's okay. She's the bad thing was that I fell sick near the end. So
Oh no.
thankfully she didn't fall sick, so she was okay during the whole time. Because if she falls sick, then I can't do any work. Basically, I have to take care of her the whole time, or I have to bring her to work or something.
Yep.
But since we haven't talked in 4 months, the Rebecca actually had hand foot mouth disease. Like
I think you told us. Yep.
Does Meredith have it before?
Once last year I think. Yeah, but hers wasn't so bad. She didn't have the sores in her mouth. She only had them on her hands and
she just
outside.
had FMD, not HFMD.
No, she had, but not inside. Like around the
That's okay. She can still eat, right?
Yes, I think the most jialat one is when it's inside. Like the sauce are inside.
So Rebecca didn't want to eat at all. Like she would cry the moment anything goes into her mouth. So she refused to put anything in her mouth.
Damn.
It reached a point where like on the second or third day I was like, okay, I am gonna force feed you something because you're not eating anything. So I had to force feed her ice cream. Like Haagen-Dazs chocolate ice cream, not cheap ice cream, expensive ice cream. But it's funny because to force feed your kid ice cream is something that you never really hear.
Yeah.
So I was force feeding her. Then I said, you just eat 5 scoops of this ice cream, right? Just 5 scoops. I just want to get something in her body. So she ate 5 scoops, and then after that, she was like crying the whole time she was eating the ice cream. By the way, it's like I was like forcing her to eat vegetables or whatever. And then by the 5th, she just sobbing and said, "I want some more." So she ended up eating the whole. She ended up eating the whole cup. And then later on, like because after you eat ice cream, right, your mouth is kind of numb, right? So she had this like 5-minute grace period where she could eat anything because she doesn't feel it.
Wow.
She doesn't feel the pain as much. So she went on a spree. She like drank her apple juice that she loved. She went to go eat bread and sweets and gummies. But I was like, okay, whatever lah. As long as
just get some like
I don't care. Even if it's bad calories, I don't care. So I think that was the tough part. But once the sauce kind of diminished, she's quite there's no nice word for it in English. There's a word in Japanese for itagari, but it means like she's very scared of pain. So even if it's a little bit of pain, sometimes when you have an ulcer and you eat something, even if it's a little bit of pain, you can kind of like run. You kind of like just push through the pain. But Becca is not that kind. Like the moment she feels pain, she just I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Last thing was that I'm currently a bit sick. I think I have pneumonia. I think I had pneumonia. I went to the doctor. The doctor gave me some medication, and he told me something in Japanese, which I suspect. When I went back, I was like, I think he told me I have pneumonia. The word for pneumonia was high-end, so I think I had pneumonia. But now I'm a little bit better. I still have a cough, but everything else is a little bit better. And last thing I want to say is that I finally have a wired connection to my computer, so no more Wi-Fi drops for me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
How do you manage
initially,
to do it?
yeah. So I mean, I can't show it to you now because my camera is stuck. But basically, the way the room is structured was that I couldn't wire through the door
Yes.
without it being not able to
Yeah,
close, right?
correct.
Yeah, because it's a sliding door. So what I did was I just basically went through the closing part of the sliding door, and then hooked it up. So it went along so I like kind of went along the edge of the door,
Mm-hmm.
and then came back through. So it basically just goes through it still goes through the door, but it hugs the side of the so even when you close it, and I bought a cable that is a flat cable.
Ah, okay.
So it's not around the cable, it's a flat cable. So even when you close the
Yeah, the
door,
flat LAN
it
cable,
closes.
right?
Yeah, it closes flat. So far it's been working. So I'm kind of glad for that. So it's much better lah. No
Nice.
Wi-Fi drops. Yeah. Okay. Let's catch up. I want to ask you a question actually.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is going on in Singapore right now? Like I'm just like Reddit, Singapore Reddit, and like it's just going crazy. Like okay, firstly, what's up with what happened with the MRT situation? Chi Hong Tat is like getting
Okay.
destroyed, man.
So during that period, right, Charlene was quite lucky because she was on HL, hospitalization leave.
And
So
she's in Jurong, right? Actually,
yeah,
she goes to Jurong Hospital.
correct. So she wouldn't have been affected lah, but sometimes things happen and then people like go a different way or something like that.
Yeah.
So she was lucky and she avoided that lah. But
She wouldn't be affected because she doesn't take the East West line.
correct, she takes the North South line. But to divert, sometimes you have to take the North South line around it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess she's lucky that she was on HL, so she avoided any of the potential increase in traffic. Yeah, and I don't think MRT, so I wasn't affected. But
How long was it?
Yeah.
Was it a week?
it was.
Did the breakdown last a week?
I think it was
2 days?
5 days. I know it's over the weekend. Yeah,
I don't know. 5 days is crazy, man.
it was bad lah. I got pictures like friends who had to take that road, and then you see the amount of. I think some people waited for like I don't know hours just to get through the queue to take the bridging service.
So it was working. Or
No.
or they have to take
It was
a bus
working
to the NS line?
until that particular stop, and then they stop.
Then you
And
skip
then
the
you
line.
have to take the bridging bus service to like the next available
it's
stop.
it's like between that two
Yeah,
stops. You have
correct.
to stop, and then so basically basically one line becomes two lines lah.
It's you remember last time like how it stops at Yishun, like the Yishun was the termination line, so something like this lah. Yeah, so that was bad.
Where was the stop? Jurong East?
Just was it Clementi?
That's a sucky place, man.
Yeah,
Clementi
it's quite bad. It's very close to Tiong
Clementi is
Bahru.
one of the biggest like one of the busiest stops on the East West line.
Yeah,
Man, but that was funny. And then later there was this whole. Do you see the debacle between Cheong Tat and Jamus Lim in Parliament?
Oh yeah. He asked him whether he's triggered by the word shut down or breakdown or something like that.
No, basically Jamus was attacking the structure of was questioning the structure of and then obviously CHT is understandably a bit defensive now because he's probably like under a lot of fire from his bosses and everybody. Right. But
it's Outram Park and Queenstown, I think.
Okay, that's bad too.
Yeah.
That's bad too. That means it's underground? Oh no, it's not. It's just because there's half of
Outram
it
Park is underground, right?
Underground, but Queenstown is not.
Queenstown is not. Yeah.
So it's like halfway.
Yeah.
Because I saw the pictures, I saw that it's on a not underground part.
Yeah, it's not. It was stuck on a not underground part, I think.
Yeah. Well, but
so that was bad.
so they're talking now about because they was talking about how they don't do maintenance, right? Then he gave some nonsense crap about we don't want to
He said don't want to maintain, yeah. Oh, Boon Lay and Queenstown, sorry. Boon Lay and Queenstown.
That's a lot of stations though.
Sorry, no. It says incident disrupted train services between Boon Lay and Queenstown.
Oh, that's like 8 stations or something.
So I think they ran a lot of shuttle service, like bus services, sorry.
Yeah. I heard also they for PSW they asked some taxis to
come in
to cover some of the students or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so there's that. There's the Jameis incident. Then there's obviously the recent Raisa Khan and
Yeah.
Pritam
Okay,
Singh
let's not go
whole.
into politics.
It's the whole like this PAP is like so smart, just it's nonsense, but let's just smoke it, Let's just make divert attention to. And then now, like as I'm reading the coverage on Reddit and Straits Times, I'm like, what is going on? Why does this Raisa can't have her whole cabal of like two of her other friends, like Nathan and Tin Pei? It's not Tin Pei Ling, right? Low Pei something. I don't remember her name.
Low pay something.
And then like, what are they doing?
Low pay ying or something like that, right?
Yeah, what is going on? What is this whole? And then recently also the his Pritam Singh's lawyer also fell sick. Do you see this?
Yeah.
So
So they have
they
adjourned
postponed
the whole
but
thing.
also it's like some people
Oh,
say it's conspiracy because Pritam wanted to attend his daughter's graduation or
oh,
something,
it's
but
it.
they didn't allow it. So now he's sick, so he can't attend it. I don't know. It seems so like I don't know. Because the end of the day is that if they prove that if he's guilty and he gets more than a fine of 10K, I think, because I think his two charges 7K each.
Mm-hmm. Then he can't
So
run.
if he gets charged, then he can't. Then he's not. He cannot be a member of parliament anymore. So he gets
Yeah.
kicked out of office.
Yeah.
And he's not just a member of parliament, right? He's the leader of opposition. So it's like it's an even bigger blow. I don't know. It's so bad. Anyway, he's. I lived in Hougang Aljunied, so it's kind of affects me. Yeah. Anything else going in Singapore that I wasn't aware of?
Not really. I don't think anything else. That's about
Okay,
it.
that's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's more than enough. Hopefully, nothing else happens at the end of the year. Yeah. All right. Let's move on then. Just want to talk a little bit about some gaming news. There's been quite a lot of gaming news recently, but the big ones are Ubisoft crashing. There's this whole debacle of AC Shadows being not cancelled, postponed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about this?
Yep.
AC Shadows was supposed to come out this year, I think November, and they postponed it next year. And then it's like I don't know whether they knew it was coming because they cancelled all their press release during Tokyo Game Show.
Tokyo Game Show, yeah.
And then during Tokyo Game Show they showed Ghost of
Yote, yeah.
Ghost of Yote. And then everyone's like, they knew, man. They knew it. They knew
I think I
AC
just
Shadows
read something today about Ubisoft cancelling the
the early access.
early access, right? Yeah.
But they already, I think if I remember correctly, they already said that they would remove the early access model and that the first, like, you're just gonna pay for DLCs, like, basically. But
Yeah.
I actually think this is a good move. Like, I always hate the idea of like
Early
paying for
access.
early access.
Yeah.
I think it's really stupid that you pay for the deluxe edition to play early.
It's a rich and poor thing. If you have
it's
money,
like
you can play
it's
earlier.
like so ridiculous, Like, you should pay for content, not pay
Not
for
access.
the right to
yeah.
play earlier. So I kind of like the fact that they're doing this, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'll still try it when it comes out if the reviews are good, but I don't know. Which leads me to my next point, which is I've played Star Wars Outlaws. So I signed up for 1 month of Ubisoft Connect, which is like their Game Pass version, which lets me play all their Ubisoft games. And man, Star Wars Outlaws is, I think I played 10, 12 hours of it, so quite a sizable chunk of it. And man, I don't know. There is good things in the game. Like, the art is very nice. The worlds are very beautiful. The way they design the characters are beautiful. The facial animations suck. The graphics is not that, minus the world, like the character designs are not nice at all. It's very like, do you see some comparisons between like Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Origins, or not Valhalla, what's one before that? Odyssey, the Greek one?
Nope.
That was like AC Odyssey came out in like 2016 or 2018, like 6 years ago. And the graphics of that were better than Star Wars Outlaws. So I think there's a good story inside, but it's just bogged down with a lot of nonsense stuff. So I don't know. Anyway,
I'll play on discount. Like, okay, maybe not discount. I'll play it when
Yeah.
I don't know, it drops to like, I don't know, $10 or something, $5.
Yeah,
maybe.
it will. I think Ubisoft has always been a tradition of dropping games. So I think when it's coming out on Steam, so they had this. Ubisoft has this stupid thing of always releasing only on their game store.
Yep.
Ubisoft. So you could only play Outlaws on PC on Ubisoft. You couldn't buy it on Steam. But they're releasing it on Steam in November 7th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That comes with the DLC. So I think people will play it then. But then I think Ubisoft famous for like discounts. So
Yeah, like very quickly after they release, right?
I think like soon, especially if it's flops. Like this year, what did they release? Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora,
Mm-hmm.
and Star Wars Outlaws. Like all flops. I think it will come out soon. Yeah.
So they have to nail Shadows.
I don't know, man. I think it's a hard. I think it'll be same as. So I played Mirage as well because Ubisoft Connect lets me play other games, right? So I played the AC Mirage, and Mirage is similar to the old school Assassin's Creed games, and I think that's not bad. I actually enjoyed my time with Assassin's Creed Mirage more than I did with Star Wars Outlaws. Even though I only play Star Wars Outlaws because it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, yeah.
Like if it was any other IP, I would have quit in the first hour.
Man.
Yeah, I only play because it's Star Wars. Yeah, so we'll see whether they get better. So Marv, let me ask you, what have you been playing now that you've? This episode is called the one where Marv quits MMOs. So you stopped playing Lost Ark, right?
I stopped playing Lost Ark shortly after I came back from Japan. So
Like,
they visit you in May, right? Visited you in May.
Yep.
Around June, sometime in June. I still played for a bit, and I stopped. A few things, mainly because Sherilyn was going to start her IVF journey, right? And also I realized that it's taking up too much time.
Yeah.
Like just reading and preparing to read. Yeah, so I just decided to quit. Sold all my stuff for real money, for cash. And I think since then I finished Control.
Yeah.
FF7 Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yes. I finished Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
I finished I went back to replay Sunbreak, and I finished Sunbreak.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll have to put what do you call that? Caveat around Sunbreak. I didn't do it legitimately. I use a hack to get me quickly through the ranks, because I wasn't going to grind out 100 MR. But I did I did the fights all on power. That means I didn't like give myself gear that I couldn't have gotten, and I did them all alone.
But you did give yourself a wirebug, so.
Okay, I gave myself infinite wirebug so that I could fly all over the map. To speed things up. But I just wanted to experience the fights,
The fights, right? Yeah. Because the fights are good.
So I'm done with that. And I'm currently playing, I'm 3 hours into Metaphor, which I know is...
This is a special moment for all of us, guys. Marv playing a JRPG. Wow.
That's not FF.
Yeah. And, okay, so I want to ask you, because you played 3 hours into it,
yes.
How are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it so far?
I would say I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I think I've gotten to the point where I want to play more. Yeah. So when I first started, sorry?
No, go ahead.
When I first started, I think I played about half an hour, and I think out of the half an hour, 25 minutes was just cutscenes.
Yeah, correct.
I was like, is this a game? Is this supposed to be the game?
Yeah.
But so I pushed on a bit because I watched I watched a ton of reviews, non-spoiler reviews. I even listened to podcasts talking about it before I even downloaded it, because I just wanted to know, have a general idea of what it's like. And everyone says like the first 10 hours is just a tutorial and teaching you how to get used to the systems, because apparently there's a ton of systems. Okay, so one thing that made me want to try it was that I listened to this podcast. I can't remember who it was really, but you see two guys talking about it, and one of them is like a hardcore JRPG fan. So he played like all the personas and all that. And the other guy is new.
Yeah. So
how it convinced me was that the hardcore guy said this is just like Persona 5, but without the fluff.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
which pushed me over the edge because I watched a lot of Persona 5 reviews also, and it seems like there is a lot of things to do, but a lot of it is like side content.
Yeah.
Yeah, like building relationships and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this guy said there's a lot lesser fluff in this game. Like as compared to, I think Persona 5 is like what, 100 of hours? You can take 100.
Royal is 100 hours because
Yeah.
Royal adds a whole school term, and
Yeah,
you have
so
two
this one is
school
like what,
Yeah.
80 hours you can finish.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
80 hours. So just normal which is the original Persona game.
Yeah, so I
Persona
decided to give it a try lah. So far,
And it's a free demo. So
yeah, and it's a free demo, and they say that the demo is like what, 10 hours long, right?
yeah,
Which is the length of like some AAA games lah.
It's the length of Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll just play it since it's free.
Yeah.
3 hours in, I have I have 5 followers ready.
Oh wow, 5?
Yeah, 5.
Oh, that's
and
fast.
I have.
And it's a 4-man team or 5-man team?
No, it's three men.
Is it
3
including the main character?
Yeah, including the main character. Yeah.
Oh, when you go to battle, it's only 3?
So far, it's only 3. Leh. I've only been able to control 3.
So the other followers are non-playable?
At first you couldn't control them.
Can you swap them in?
Now I can control only 3. So
but you said you have 5 followers, right?
Yeah. So the fairy has the mage.
Mage
archetype, but you can't use her yet. You can only learn the mage archetype from her.
Okay, I'm just thinking whether the other characters are followers, but they're not playable yet.
Yeah. So in the beginning, the 2 other followers that you get, they are not playable also. So they just do their own moves. Yeah. But after you give them an archetype, you unlock the archetype, then you can control them. So I think I've unlocked Seeker, Warrior, Mage.
Yeah.
3.
The Seeker is your main character, right? That's the main one.
Yeah, correct.
How let me ask you, did you think the first transformation of when they unlocked the archetype was cool?
Yeah, it was quite cool.
Yeah. Actually it's the same for all. If you play Persona games, it's the same way. Like I don't know how it's like in Metaphor, and don't spoil it for me. But in Persona 5 Royal, like in all Persona games, they have like a specific way of like unlocking their personas. And like in Persona 5 Royal, basically they have a mask.
Mm-hmm.
They grow a mask, which is their persona.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they unlock their persona is they rip the mask off their face. And then when they rip their mask, there's like blood that gushes all over.
Oh, this one not so gory, really.
Yeah. So in Persona 3, they shoot themselves.
Oh.
Like they commit suicide. Like they take the blood and
okay, it's not so dark in Metaphor. I didn't want to spoil it for you. Metaphor is more medieval.
Yeah. It's fantasy. Yeah. I played the first 30 minutes of it.
So far all the archetypes that I've unlocked, they become like huge armored versions of themselves.
They become like a Gundam, right? Basically.
Yeah, they become like a giant like robot knight, you know.
Yeah, same as Persona, I think. And I think, from what I read I've also read a lot of reviews of Metaphor. The one thing about Metaphor that does well, and Persona 5 Royal actually did much better already compared to Persona 3 and 4, is that the systems kind of like, there's a purpose to all the systems you do. Like everything you do, you feel like, I have a reason to do this. Like when you talk about fluff, right? It means like, why am I doing this? Like there's no purpose. Like why? Cool, sure, there's animation here or whatever, but I don't feel like I have any purpose. And Royal actually removes a lot of it, because in Persona 5 Royal, like your social links affect the way you do combat as well. Like every time you gain a social link upgrade, you get you get some abilities in battle, right? Persona 3 doesn't have that. Like social links, I'm playing Persona 3 Reload right now. And Persona 3, like every time you get a social link, it has no effect on your fighting. So sometimes I'm like,
so it's just for the side content lah.
Yeah, so my thought is, because I'm playing it in Japanese, right? So I'm trying to read it in Japanese. So my idea is I'm just playing it to understand, like, to get the story of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's a different mindset. But with Metaphor, I heard that, like, for example, when you unlock an archetype, when you unlock a social link with a character, you basically unlock a new archetype.
Yeah.
For the character. So it's very like, you want the class, you want the new job, then you must go and do the social link.
Yeah.
Which to me is a very...
The cool thing is that you can train all the archetypes in... At the moment, it seems like every character can train everything.
Yeah, you can. It's all players can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which is good because you're not dependent on in all Persona games. Only your main character can change archetypes or personas. So everybody else is like just stuck on one
Yeah,
persona.
so this one it doesn't matter. Even your followers also.
So you can basically build a super insane. You can you have build diversity. Like you can choose how you want to do it. And have you got to the point where you can do real time combat and not just?
It's at the start. You can go straight. Yeah. So if you are strong enough and you're good enough,
then kill the boss.
You can kill the not bosses lah, but
the regular enemies.
The random encounters before they hit you. But if you get hit, it goes into the turn base.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
It's good because it lets you skip like those bolao kind of encounters, you know.
Yeah.
Which is get EXP very quickly.
Which is stuff you don't like about JRPGs, like those random encounters is the part that is a bit boring.
So I think this was a very well done mechanic, and it's not mindless like hack and slash. You have to dodge their attacks so that you don't trigger the turn based combat. Yeah, and the turn based combat is not simple. Yeah, like there is even at like so early in the game, right? There are a couple of difficult turn based scenarios where you cannot just spam X, like spam. Attack all the way. Yeah.
That's what they said. Like people have been messed up by regular mobs before.
Yeah. I actually died to one regular mob. Like I got one by one regular mob. I was like, what the heck, man? I thought it's just a trash mob. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good. I never thought there would be a day that you play a JRPG, turn-based JRPG some more.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess all it takes is one of the best JRPGs ever made to make you play it. So
yeah, man. I wonder if it will be ranked above Persona 5, because Persona 5 is like everyone's number one, right?
Yeah. I think people have. I think it will be. I think as time goes by, I think for now people like still have Persona 5 Royal as like and also because Persona 5 has the Royal treatment. So you know that Royal is a new they updated it, right? So they created a whole new story. And the game developers of Metaphor ReFantazio has said they won't do that. They won't do it for Metaphor. So this is the final game really. Yeah, so I think P5 Royal will still have the hearts of many Atlas fans, but at the same time, I think in time people will definitely say that Metaphor is the superior. But also at the same time, they're very different. They're the same kind of game. Obviously, they have very similar systems, but the setting of it is very different. Right, one is like high school, and one is obviously a medieval. So it's you kind of get very different. You can't really compare the two, even though the systems are the same.
It's very. It was really very FF16. So there's one scene quite early in the game where one of your followers tells the story of how he was, and then there's the whole like cut scene, and I was telling you it's all anime, right? So it's basically an anime episode of how he was fighting off some assassins who were trying to kill the prince.
Yeah.
Which is FF16.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they hold certain similarities. Although I heard that most people praise this story as quite a mature story.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to play. I'm just trying my very best to not play it because I mean, first of all, it's an 80-hour game. Like it's gonna take like months to. I've been playing Persona 5 Reload for like I don't know, like 2-3 months already. I have 40 hours in it. And it's also another 80-hour game, and I plan to play Metaphor in Japanese as well.
Nice.
So I'm gonna take my time with it. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see whether you finish. I want to see whether you buy it after the demo.
I'll see.
Yeah, are you primarily playing it on deck?
No, both.
Yeah, that's the best thing, right? Is that you can kind of like when you're home, you play it, or like
the other day when I dropped Meredith off for music class. I just went downstairs to a cafe and then I played for like an hour.
Yeah. I think that's the bit because I think games like Metaphor, where there's a time-based system, like it's a calendar system, right, is the best handheld.
Yeah. Anyway, it's turn-based, so even if the graphics are a bit shitty, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean it still runs at 30 minimum, right?
Yeah. I set it to 45 cap and it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's really okay.
Only in the big cities it drops, right?
It doesn't matter, because even in the big cities, you're not
Yeah.
you're not fighting much, right? You're just
Yeah.
you're moving around. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Because the main
Okay.
action is all in the turn-based combat, and if that's it, like you don't need like 90 FPS for turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Okay, last question about Metaphor. Do you think that if you enjoy Metaphor so much that you buy it, you play it, finish? I will be very. I won't be surprised if you buy it because I think they will cut the demo at a place where you're like, oh damn,
Yeah, probably.
I need to buy it. But I don't know whether you'll complete it because 80 hours is a long game, right? But at the same time, like maybe I've heard the pacing is pretty good. Like it kind of like, and I heard the story only gets better.
Yep.
So do you think like if you finish Metaphor, will you ever play Royal Persona 5 Royal?
If
do you think
if I if I finish Metaphor and I really enjoy it, I will try Persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 5 Royal. I think Persona 5 Royal is really good. I think even though I played Persona 3 Reloaded, I think Royal is the best Persona game. So well, we'll see. Maybe next year honestly, Metaphor will take you so long anyway.
Yeah.
Metaphor will take so. I'm gonna ask you. Do you also played Final Shape, right?
Oh yeah, I finished Final
You
Shape.
finished Final Shape, right? You finished the campaign.
the
You didn't play
campaign,
the
yeah.
raids, but you finished the campaign.
I did the raids.
Oh, you did raids as well?
Yep.
You did it with your friends as well? Not
Yeah.
day one, obviously.
Not day one. They did day one, obviously. Yeah.
They fail? Did they succeed? Did they
failed,
get the badge? Day one?
No, they didn't. Yeah.
They also failed the previous one, right?
No,
you guys didn't.
This was the first one they failed. Yeah. See lah, when I'm not in the team, right?
So
they
I
can't
know
play.
I'm not. I only played Destiny up. Yeah. I only played Destiny up to what? Witch Queen.
Witch
Did you?
Queen, yeah.
Do you think it was a good ending? This is apparently the end of this the Witness trilogy. Not trilogy saga.
I'm okay with it lah. It could have been better, but I don't know how they could have made it better.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to see where they go next.
Are you excited to play Destiny 2, whatever they come up with next?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they said they won't make Destiny 3. It'll be Destiny 2, but they'll continue to do this like seasonal.
Some more with all the big changes that Destiny 2 is going to go through.
The Bungie team and everything.
Yeah, next few years. I don't know whether the quality can be maintained. But we'll see.
It's one of the biggest live service. It's the game that every live service tries to be. So
yep.
We'll see where it goes. And then last one I'll ask you is about Hades 2. You also play Hades 2, right?
Yep.
How far did you get into it? You didn't actually beat did you get to the final boss?
I cleared the final boss.
Then it came out. Okay.
Then I stopped.
Okay.
But I think they've updated. Yes, they've updated recently. A huge update, right?
Yeah.
But I've decided not to play it until 1.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which I think should be next year. Like early next year, maybe.
I did 3 runs just now because we shared our Steam library finally, right? And it's great. It's great on the OLED.
I'm sure.
It's good. I think it's. And have you unlocked all the weapons?
When I played, there was only 3
Because right now
weapons.
I see there are,
Was it 4?
as in including the base weapon.
Yeah, the staff.
Now there's 4.
Now
there's 4. I saw 4. I don't know what the weapons are, but I saw 4. So maybe they added one more. I don't know.
Sister Blades, Umbra Flame, Moonstone Skull. Oh, sorry, Moonstone X, the skull and the staff.
Yeah, so 4.
So there's 5, including the base one.
Yeah.
I think when I played, there were only 4. Or maybe I didn't unlock the last one.
I mean, the base Hades 1 had 5 weapons.
Was it 5?
I think. Yeah, 5 weapons. I think. Shield, bow, your shield, bow, sword.
The gun.
The gun. You're right. Maybe it's only 4.
The spear.
You're right. Yeah. I think
there's 6 in Hades too. So.
Yeah. I remember my favorite. I cleared. My first weapon clear was the bow. I think.
My favorite is the bow.
Because it was super OP, right?
There's one bow, right?
Yeah. There's one that you could shoot, and then your special
aspect of Chiron, I think.
The one where your special would just hit whatever your main attack.
Your main attack hit, yeah, that's right.
And then you could just do some insane builds with it. It was so good. So good. I'm excited to play more of Hades. I probably won't try to finish Hades too. because I'm like a bit like you. I kind of want to wait for 1.0 to play everything, but it's so polished already. It's like it's basically a
Yeah,
it's
really
basically
good,
a
right?
it's
They're
if
basically a
they
full
stop
release.
now, if they basically stopped it now, I think people will just be
Yeah.
like, I mean, people will say like this sucks, but
They're still
it,
saying it's in beta now, right?
it's
So
in a better shape than most releases anyway.
most AAA
Um,
games.
yeah, I played. Obviously, I'm still playing Persona 3 Reloaded. It's gonna be an ongoing game. I think by the end of the year, I still won't be finished with it. I played Black Myth Wukong.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of those games that I think has been hyped up for so long. I think 4 years since it was like announced, and like people like all the streamers, Afro, Senju, what's his name, Esmond Gold, all these big streamers have been like looking forward to this game, and people are saying like this game isn't real, it's just a tech demo, but then it actually freaking comes out and it is actually good. Like people are like surprised, and then I wasn't gonna play it actually, but then I decided to. I've been actually wanting to get GeForce Now. So GeForce Now is a cloud streaming service that lets you basically rent a PC online and you could play games like more graphically challenging games with it. And so I managed to get GeForce Now, and then because GeForce Now is now in Japan, and it's not like the Singapore crappy alliance
Yep.
partner GeForce Now, which gives you only up to what, a 2080? Do they give you a 3080?
I'm not sure what they give you, but the crappy part is the limit.
What's the limit?
There's a time limit. There's a
Oh.
50 hours of priority play
In a month?
in a month. Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
finish
crap.
50 hours in a week.
So in Japan, there's alliance partner here also AU, but you also can just directly use the GeForce servers lah, the NVIDIA servers here, and if you subscribe to the ultimate tier, which is the most expensive one, it's an 8-hour playtime per session.
Yep.
And there's no limit to your like how
So you
long
can
you
just log out and log back in, right?
But no, but I mean, how often do people play 8 hours straight,
Yeah,
right?
true lah.
And even when you do that, you can just log out, and there's no playtime cap on like a month, so you can just keep going. And yeah, so I played Black Myth Wukong basically on GeForce Now, and the best thing about GeForce Now is it's Steam Deck compatible, so I can play Wukong on my Steam Deck. Like people have been trying to play Wukong on their Steam Deck, but they have to like make the graphics super potato. Like they make it like completely crap. But I could play it like full, ray tracing on everything on the deck.
How much is it in Japan?
For 6 months it's 17. It's about per month 20, 30, 25. Sing.
25.
Yeah. But that's for the ultimate version. If you buy the priority, which gives you up to a 3080, it's like half the price. Yeah.
It's actually cheaper here, but so
yeah.
for
But I mean but they have all these limitations for you, and also
for Singapore, if you go for the highest tier, it's $17.
And what's the
but it's 100 hours of priority
what's the rate
play.
they give you? Did they tell you?
That's a good question. They don't actually say.
Okay, but one thing I realized I learned is that basically they're not actually giving you they're obviously not giving you even though they like for me they give me a 4080, right? But it's not like in the cloud servers they have like 24080s just giving to everybody.
Yeah, if it's used up, you use the next one.
Yeah, but so far that has never happened to me.
Oh really?
I've only used 4080s, but because for them how they do is they basically have like bandwidth that they just give. So they have like a supercomputer there, and then they just give to people the what. So you're not actually getting a 4080 computer. You're just getting like a portion of a supercomputer in the NVIDIA GeForce servers lah. So that's the reason why I played Black Myth Wukong. And Black Myth has been, I finished it. It's amazing. I think it's a great game. I think now that we share a Steam library, I think if you have the chance, you should.
It's next on my list. It's next on my list.
It's got a great story actually. I think it shares a little bit of that FromSoft Dark Souls kind of storytelling where it doesn't tell you the whole story, but it kind of shows you the story. But it's better in a sense that it also gives you a coherent storyline from the start that kind of tells you like what you're supposed to do. Like when you play Elden Ring, right? I mean, they tell you got to be Elden Lord, but you're like, what am I trying to be, right? Like who is the elder lord? Like who is Marika? Who is Godric? Like you have to watch like the YouTube videos, 45-minute YouTube videos to understand the lore, right? And some people like that kind of game. Like they don't like to be told, they like to be shown.
Yep.
But I prefer a story that also kind of does a bit of both, right? Tells you the story, but also doesn't tell you everything. Like you kind of figure it out. Yeah. So try Black Myth. I think it's one of the game of the years. I played Star Wars Outlaws. I talked about it. Assassin's Creed Mirage. I also played Dragon's Dogma 2 on my PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I played. I think I would say 30 hours. I didn't finish the game, and it's a good game, but it's like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Is it an IGN 7?
No, it's like a good game in the sense that I can tell what the designers and the developers wanted to make, but and the parts that they do make well is like freaking amazing. Like the combat is good, the class system is good, the way the world is created is good. But the stuff that is bad is really very bad. Like the story is nonsense. The story is nonsense. The graphics and the no, the graphics is okay, but the optimization is really bad. Like on the PS5, I run at performance mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I for me, I always run at performance mode. Like 60 FPS, I can't do 30 FPS anymore. Basically.
Yes, correct.
I will take crappy graphics any day.
60 FPS over
30 FPS. The moment I see 30 FPS, my mind starts to break.
I
down.
remember when I got, I think, Spider-Man, and then it was switched to 60 FPS. I was like,
Yes.
wow, it's so smooth now.
Yeah. I can't play 30 FPS anymore. So I play 60, and even then it doesn't hit 60. It's definitely not 60 because I can feel the lag. It's like 40, 45. And even then sometimes it doesn't hit 40, 45. And it's not even that pretty. Like the graphic isn't even that nice. Yeah. So those games I'm playing. I'm also playing something on my retro handheld, which is a very old GBA game called Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Hey, do you know that this is a Mario and Luigi is a RPG game?
Oh really?
So it's a turn-based game.
Oh, never knew that.
Mario. Yeah, you can check it out. Like they made a few of these Mario RPGs. So Mario RPG is one. A Thousand Year Door, I think it's for the GameCube, is one, and then this one on the GBA. So we've talked about games that we've played. I wanted to ask you, what are the games that you're looking forward to play in like either this year or maybe games that have come out this year, or games that haven't come out yet, or games that haven't come out yet but you want to play it that you're looking forward to.
Okay, for this year, or games that have come out that I haven't played.
or going to come out. It's up to you. You can choose. The list is what like,
from this year that has come out already. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to play Black Myth lah. That's the only one that I actually want to play. Star Wars Outlaws, I'll play it when it's on like a huge discount.
Yeah, it's not worth your time.
If I have nothing to do, then I'll play.
Yeah. No, you always have things to do. There's so many games coming next year as well.
For this year alone, right? I don't know. Maybe Dragon Age. Like
I feel that real good, right? It's coming on. It's coming in 8 days.
I think that's the only one that I.
If it's good.
Yeah, if it's good. Yeah, and probably not even like on launch. I'll just wait until it's on discount, or maybe one of us buys it.
I might get it. You buy Metaphor, I buy Dragon Age.
For this year, that's about it. I don't think there's anything coming out this year. Like for the rest of the year, that's good.
No,
that's
very
on
little.
the top of the list. Yeah.
No, none. I think Dragon Age is the final big release.
Yeah.
For the year.
Then for next year,
it's right because Christmas is coming and nobody's.
Yeah, it's just so weird. There's no big games coming out in December.
Yeah, which is usually the opposite. People save the games for like the Christmas season.
Maybe they want to get in the cutoff point for.
Everybody delayed their freaking games for February. Next year's February is ridiculous.
Yeah. So February is the big month lah. For me, definitely is Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I mean
that's the biggest game I think for me for next year. I'm not sure if there's any other game that's going to be bigger. Unless they suddenly say, "Oh, the next FF7 is out next year," but that's not possible.
No way,
it's
man.
Another at least. Yes, maybe.
No, I don't think it'll be 4 years. I think 3 years. I think it'll come out next year, 2026.
Probably come out like the end of the PS5 cycle lah.
You think so? I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only thing that I'm really looking forward to next year. I don't think is it okay, there's AC Shadows. That one is more of a
Nah, you're not. I mean,
I
I'm looking
might
for the.
play it. Yeah.
I'm looking for. I will play Ghost of Yote when it comes out.
Oh yes,
But
so Ghost of Yote, but
that's
they haven't announced the
yeah, they haven't announced it. Even if it does come out, it'll come out like winter next year. It'll be end of the year. I seriously doubt it'll come
yeah,
out
I think it'll
like
be like late next year.
middle of
Also.
the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be funny if they announced that it was coming out in February. Though.
No. There's too many things in February. I think they wouldn't like. I think Ghost is big enough that they can like. It has its own. You know, certain games have their own gravity where like they release the date, then all the other games are like, "Hey, bro,
Yeah,
we gotta sell."
we just change our release.
I know
date.
what big game is coming out next year that everybody will sell. GTA 6.
Yeah,
Grand Theft
is it
Auto
next year? Is it confirmed next year?
They delayed it to next year.
Okay.
So, well, but I think
yeah,
that's the game that everybody's kind of watching, and like nobody wants to release on the same day as GTA 6 because nobody will buy your game.
Yep.
Yeah. So
maybe Death Stranding too.
But do you play Death Stranding 1?
No, I didn't. I watched the entire story lah.
Yeah.
So
I think if it's
might
the
try it.
same gameplay, you probably wouldn't play it. Because it's not the story is interesting to you, right? But the gameplay is the killer part.
Yeah,
Right?
I heard the gameplay can be quite.
Yeah. Although with
special.
the deck, maybe the deck might be interesting.
If the deck can run it lah.
Again. Oh, Death Stranding 2, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, 1 runs fine. Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
I played Death Stranding 1 like 45 minutes of it. I'm not 45 minutes. I played like 10 hours of it. It runs at 45 FPS on the deck.
They burn your battery
So-
lah, right?
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like 2
Oh, there
hours,
is
2.5.
one game that I'm not sure if it's coming out next year, but the team behind Silent Hill 2 remake, the Bluebird team,
Booba team?
yeah, they're making a new game called Chronos. It's also
I doubt
a
it'll come out next year.
survival horror,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's sci-fi based because I don't know if there's time travel, there's a space suit, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's definitely a horror game lah. So
Yeah.
I might play
We'll
that
see.
one.
Yeah. I don't think it'll come out next year, but because they just released Silent Hill 2, right? So it takes.
It
a lot
was so
of time
good
to do.
though. Silent Hill 2 was so good.
Did you ever play Silent Hill 2? Did you ever play the original?
No, so I've never played any of the Silent Hill games, but
Uh,
I mean, we grew up in the PlayStation 1 era, right? So
Yeah.
I've been in the the general zeitgeist of what Silent Hill
Yeah.
is. So you kind of know
Yeah.
at least you kind of like if I say Pyramid Head, you know who's Pyramid Head. But you just may not know.
I mean, I don't know. Was Silent Hill on PS1 or PS2?
It was on PS2.
I thought no, it's PS2.
Yeah,
It's PS2.
PS2,
Silent Hill
yeah.
1 is on PS1.
Yeah, so Silent Hill 1, then Silent Hill 2. You don't know who's Pyramid Head, the guy with the
No.
huge, he wears a huge
No.
pyramid head.
I'm not. I don't follow
A
like, the
metal
horror
pyramid. Okay, so yeah, so I know lah, like
Yeah.
what some of the characters are, but I may not know the significance.
Yeah.
I watched the movies. There were two
Oh.
Silent Hill movies, which
Were they
weren't very
movies?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Bean is in the first one. Wait, I think he's in both
As
of
in-
them.
As in Boromir?
Yeah, and he didn't die. Spoiler alert, he didn't die. So I know like Silent Hill is a town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's my first time playing Silent Hill, and I gotta say I was blown away because it's not so much about the horror, but there's actually a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
if
psychological-
you don't know what Silent Hill 2 is about, it's basically this guy called James,
Yep.
who receives a letter from his wife that he thought was dead. Like his wife died 3 years
Yeah.
ago,
Yep.
and the letter from his wife says, like, "Come find me. I'm in Silent Hill."
Yeah.
So he goes to Silent Hill, and
Yeah.
basically Silent Hill is a place that manifests your sins
Deepest
and your
horrors.
your regrets into horror. So
Yeah.
you actually meet people in Silent Hill, like real people, who were also drawn to Silent Hill. But
Yeah.
everyone who goes to Silent Hill sees different things.
Yeah.
So for the main character James, he sees like a lot of horrible monsters that represents his regrets and his fears and his
Yeah.
the evil parts of him lah. Evil.
Yeah.
Then another character sees Silent Hill as always on fire.
Yeah.
Then another character always sees Silent Hill as like in ice, like cold. Then you actually do meet like a little girl. She's 8 years old, and to her Silent Hill is just a normal town because she's innocent, ma.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a
Yeah.
whole story behind it, lah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and it was done very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I read I watched Skillup's review of Silent Hill 2, and he talks about
Mm.
how they they talked about how they managed to re-innovate like with motion capture and like
Yeah.
because the original Silent Hill 2 apparently is like super corny, super cheesy. I
Yeah.
mean the non-horror parts
And
are
the control schemes are also very bad.
yeah
Like fixed camera angles, then you're like walking,
yeah
then you turn, then you walk. That kind.
yeah like that's like the standard PS1 PS2 era,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
Resident Evil ones and
Yes,
twos
correct. The
of the
Resident
time.
Evil style. Yeah.
Yeah, the tank controls, right? We call them tank controls, like
Yeah, correct. Tank controls.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but I mean he talked about how like they really like made the motion capture and the characters very believable, and even though they changed it up a little bit, but he thinks it's done for the better.
I think they held close enough to the original that
yeah
OG fans are happy lah.
yeah most of
Yeah.
them
They didn't
Not
they
all.
didn't do a FF7 remake. You know, not that level of remake.
Yeah, it's still like 95% the same, right?
Yes. Yeah. They just fleshed out
It's-
like a lot of the areas, but
Yeah, it's
the
not
gist
like
of the story is the same.
yeah. It's not like now when I'm playing, I'm like, there's completely new sections of like Kate Sif doing his, don't know what, rolling through the ducks and
That was
what,
the worst.
meeting Vincent and then fighting
Yeah.
Vincent as like a giant.
I think
werewolf.
Sherlyn just went through the Kate safe part, right? Yeah, she
I-
hated it. She hated it. So
I just
much.
finished it. I hated it as well. I shifted. I changed everything to easy mode. I'm just like I just want to play the story. Like I don't care how I don't care about like I normally play on like dynamic, which is a bit harder.
Yeah.
But like I'm just like I at this point and I just skip like like the when you go to a new zone, the whole zone map opens up, right? Then I'm like, oh, look at all these. I think the first 4 zones, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go, man. I just want to explore everything. Then I just see the whole map, and I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna go to that blue arrow.
Just beeline
That
to the MSQ,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like he's like, let's go to the gold saucer. Okay, let's go to the gold saucer. Screw everything else. Like just go to the gold saucer.
Yeah, that's what I did also.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, that's a mark of like. I mean, I FF7 remake is a good game. It's just not the kind of game that I would. Yeah. Okay. On that note, actually, now that we're close to the end of the year and award season is coming up, who do you think will win Game of the Year? Okay, so I can have a list of the games that are the top of the charts, and then you can tell me because sometimes it's easy to forget, right? So at the top Metacritic, there's a few games. Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Metaphor Fantasio, Helldivers 2. This is something we forget, Helldivers 2 was a huge it released in February, I think, this year. And it was a huge thing when it came out. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth 3, DLC. But actually, the top of Metacritic right now for this year. Stellar Blade came out this year as well. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Yakuza 8, basically. Persona 3 Reloaded. There's a game called UFO 50, which I'm very interested in. Have you heard of UFO 50?
Heard of it.
It's basically it's a game
Yeah,
that's
it's
been
a
developed for
I
like
think Jake Baldino talked about it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. They
Yes.
released basically it's like a developer that re-released like 50 new
games, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's they're all brand new games, but they're all like spins on classic games.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cool. I actually because I can probably play it on my retro handheld.
Mhm.
So I might port it over there and try. But it won't win Game of the Year. And then the last is
Yeah, it won't.
Warhammer 40K. I don't put Dragon Age on this list because I think it won't win Game of the Year. I think there are way too many things on
Yes.
this list that will beat it.
Unfortunately, I
So-
think this year doesn't have a super front runner like Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate was fighting against who?
Alan Wake 2, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2.
Wow, this is a tough year. It's really a tough year. Because I could see a lot of these games winning. Like FF7. I think FF7 Rebirth has a good chance this year.
Yeah.
Because there's no super strong game. Black Myth, Wukong.
Yeah, I think like of course like when it comes to the categories like best action adventure game, like obviously I think Wukong will win it.
Yeah.
Best RPG and best like all these different games. I think there'll be more like best music. Oh, I wanted to tell you, do you like the music score of Metaphor Fantasio?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Because like everybody has been talking about basically all Atlas games have like a killer soundtrack. So like best music will probably go to Metaphor Fantasio.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what is your pick for Game of the Year?
It's very tough. Like okay, my personal pick would be Silent Hill 2 lah. But
Yeah, but that's not
Silent Hill 2 won't win because it's horror
and it's remake.
and it's remake. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a horror and it's a remake.
But okay, if it's a year that a remake wins, I think this is a good year.
no man, I don't think so because
Really?
even when the year that RE2, okay, I agree.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not saying Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm saying FF7. I think FF7 Rebirth has a good chance to win.
but
as
you
a
see,
remake.
I kind of view FF7 a little bit different from
A
the
remake,
remake
right?
that we
Yeah,
played,
because
right?
it's a
Like
new
between
game.
RE2 because it's almost like a reimagination of the game.
Yeah.
Like the story is complete. It's not. I wouldn't say it's completely different, but it's really different.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
gets very
but-
different in the last two chapters lah.
Yeah,
The last two
like
chapters doesn't follow the OG
a
story
person
anymore.
who plays RE FF7 remake would be like, this is nothing like the base game,
Yeah.
right? And there are scenes which are totally not in the base in this
Yeah.
that are totally in the remakes that's not in the base
Even-
game. And
Like you
Silent
haven't
Hill
finished
doesn't
it,
have
right?
that.
You haven't finished it, right?
No, I've just finished the Kate Sith part. I'm going to the
Yeah.
Golden
So
Saucer.
the last two chapters just totally like they don't
Because
follow the OG story.
I mean, the
anymore.
last part basically they do go back to Golden Saucer, but they also the last part of chapter this two, right? You basically get into Sid Highwind's rocket ship, and then you can travel all over. And then basically you travel to the Cetra Temple, and then that's where this two ends. That spoiler alert! For those of you who have not played this 40
this one.
game,
This is the end of this one. The end of remake. The end of Rebirth is the end of this one.
Where basically Sephiroth kills Aerith, right?
Yeah.
Like, steps her, and then it's the end of this. That's the end of this one. But I mean, I figured they will they will do entirely. They'll flesh out a lot of different things.
That's why I think that there is a good chance for FF7 to win this year, because there isn't a Baldur's Gate 3.
But after playing it, right?
Yeah.
Like after I'm not replaying it, but I'm like going back to it. And there's a lot of things in here that I don't like as well.
Yeah, there's
Like
a lot of fluff.
Like the game, the combat system is amazing. I like the gameplay. I think graphics are amazing. I think the story is okay so far. I haven't got to the last part yet, but I think the story is it's quite faithful. But the thing is also it's following the original bones of the original game, right? So it can't really get too bad in a sense, right? It's one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. I don't know, man. Like it's definitely not my personal pick of the year.
Same. I wouldn't pick it also, but I think if it's any year that FF7 wins, I think it's this year.
Yeah, I think FF7 has the highest probability of winning over a lot of different games. I think the three games that I think have the highest chance of winning is FF7. I think Helldivers 2 has a chance because Helldivers 2 was really big when it came out.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll win because it's a not MMO, but it's a multiplayer game, and multiplayer games just generally don't win Game of the Year. The other game, if they do, Elden Ring is possible, but it's also DLC. Yeah, but it's a DLC.
I don't think it. Yeah, I think because it's a DLC, it won't win.
Yeah, I mean it has the highest Metacritic score, user and
if not, it'll be Black Myth.
Yeah, but I actually don't think Black Myth will get a nod just because it's a Chinese game.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think there'll be some politics at play?
Yeah, there will definitely be politics.
Do you think Echoes of Wisdom will be on the list?
No. I don't think any Nintendo game will be on the list this year.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, not like last year was like the Tears of the Kingdom was. No, actually Tears of the Kingdom was not even because Baldur's Gate was so good that kind of like bashed Tears of the Kingdom.
They were nominated. They were nominated, but
if Tears of the Kingdom was in this year, it might win. But like to me, I also thinking, right, does Metaphor get into the? Because from what I understand so far, from the reviews of what I've heard people play, Metaphor seems like the better game to FF7 remake. Rebirth, sorry.
Yeah, so
based on the reviews I've heard.
Let's pick our 6 because there'll be 6 nominees, right?
Nominees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
I think
VGA.
Game of the Year. Video Game Awards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Black. Okay, so you wanna go first?
Yeah. Okay, I'll say FF7
Right
Rebirth.
Alright now. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, FF7.
I'm gonna say Astrobot.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I didn't write Astro Bot. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Then I'll say Metaphor.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say Helldivers, but I feel like that's a huge risk.
You don't think Black Myth will be on it?
Um,
I mean, you have 3 more.
okay. I'll say Helldivers 2 and Black Myth. And I think both are a risk though. Like both are a gamble.
No, I don't think Helldivers is a gamble actually. I think Helldivers will definitely make it Game of the Year. Like, you'll get a nomination for it. I
Then
think we kind of forgot how big it was.
either Elden Ring
So you think
or
it'll get a nomination but not win?
these are nominees, right?
Yes.
Either
So you think Elden Ring will get a nomination?
I'm trying to think between Elden Ring and Tears of the not Tears of the Kingdom. What's it called? Echoes of Wisdom.
As in Zelda, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me, I would choose Echoes of Wisdom more. But I mean, it's your list, so
Okay,
you decide.
I'll choose Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your reason. I mean, and then okay, which do you think will win?
Wow.
I mean, that's the main thing. Right? I mean, the nominees are. It's easy to choose 6. It's not easy to choose.
I would say it's between FF7 and Astrobot.
No, choose one.
I'll choose FF7. I'll choose FF7 over Astrobot.
Okay, I will say I got pretty much the same as you. I won't have Wukong, even though I think it's I think it deserves
Like a dragon?
to win. I think I'll put Like a Dragon inside actually. And then I won't put Elden Ring, but I'll put Echoes of Wisdom. I think Echoes of Wisdom will get onto the Game of the Year. Although
You think Metaphor will be in there?
I think no. This is totally a hard choice. Like my heart believes.
I mean, look at this list, right? There's no Baldur's Gate. There's no
I wouldn't be surprised if Astrobot wins actually.
Same.
Because Astrobot is also a very universally loved game right
I'm
now.
between FF7 and Astrobot.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Astrobot wins it. Like if you ask me, would I prefer FF7 I think I'll probably prefer Astrobot to win it actually. Yeah, but anyway.
I'm biased, so I want FF7 to win. But I think Astrobot might win it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
When
is it? When is TG? Soon, right? November,
TG?
right?
Yeah.
VG.
No, December, I can't remember. Anyway, I know I asked you for the games you want to play. The games I want to play, I want to play Astrobot. That's the game I definitely want to play. I want to play Metaphor. I want to play Dragon Age. There's a game called Animal World as well. It's a 2D side-scroller game. Metroidvania game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds. And there's also a Game Pass game called The Plucky Squire. You can check it out. It's like a 2D, 3D. It's like a 2D comic book. Like they draw a squire, but he can kind of hop out of the page and go into a 3D land. It's quite cool. You can go check it out. It's one of the games that Scale Up recommended. Like in his recommends on his weekly news channel.
Mm-hmm.
I have one last question for you before we call it a night, which is recently. I don't know if you heard on. Do you listen to their recent podcast, the Friends Percent podcast?
Yeah, the previous one, right? The one with Jason Schreier.
The one
about
where
his book, right?
where they introduced Jason Schreier. So, Jason Schreier, he's a well-known video games journalist. One of the people that usually break news. And one of the things that he's well known for is that he's very close to Blizzard. Like he always reports on Blizzard. So he recently wrote 3 books so far, including this one. So this book recently is called Play Nice. And the reason why it's called Play Nice is because Play Nice used to be one of the the full quote is Play Nice, Play Fair. It's one of the original Blizzard values. So this is basically a documentary. It's basically like a documentary. It's a book about Blizzard, about how they first started and what their current state is now. And I subscribed to Audible for it, so I listened to it the whole I think it was 12 hours. I didn't read it, but I listened to it, and it's a pretty good read. If you have the capacity to read it, I think it really shows how it kind of went against my understanding of how Blizzard was, because I understand Blizzard. I always thought Blizzard was like this this giant gaming company, but actually it's a very pro gaming company. Like they're a fraternity basically. So how they started and how they are now is quite different.
Yep.
So if you have the time, I think you should. But because to you and me, I think we all agree that Blizzard is one of the developers that have a huge, what do you call it, impact on the way we understand games.
Correct.
Right? Because you played. What was the first Blizzard game you played?
Warcraft 2.
You played Warcraft 2.
Mm.
Wow.
Tides
I
of
never
Darkness,
played Warcraft.
I remember. When I was
Wow.
P5?
On your
P4?
PC? Because they only made PC games then.
Yep.
Warcraft 2 is only on PC.
Yep. On my, I don't know what, Pentium 1.
No lah, Pentium 1. Really? Pentium what? Pentium 3 or 4? But anyway.
I think so.
Did you, but did you like Blizzard then?
I think we were too young to really understand. But
yeah.
It's more of a, I like Warcraft. So when Blizzard came out with StarCraft, I'll be like, I'll just play it lah, because it's by the same company.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously at that time when you're like, okay, at least for us lah, when you're like 10, 11 years old, you don't really think, oh, this company is great. Like, this company makes good games. I just want to play games. And they look similar, so I'm going to play it. Yeah.
The founders, Mike Morhaime and Tommy Adam, basically their goal was to create a company so powerful, with a brand so powerful, that they could sell you a box of rocks with the name Blizzard on it and you'll buy it.
Yeah.
That was their goal. And they succeeded, right? Like there are countless fans.
They did.
And so my earliest memory of Blizzard games was Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos.
Okay.
I don't remember playing StarCraft. I heard of StarCraft, but I didn't play it.
Oh.
So my first game was Warcraft 3 ROC.
That's secondary school, right? Secondary school.
No, secondary school, I think. Because Warcraft 3 came out after StarCraft 1.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it was Warcraft 2, StarCraft 1, Diablo 2. So maybe I played Diablo 2 first, ne? I can't remember. But
I played Diablo 2 in secondary school.
Yeah, I can't remember whether it was Diablo 2 first or Warcraft 3 first. But and regardless of it, I played Diablo 2, I didn't play it that much. Like Warcraft 3 is the most iconic Blizzard game to me. And then when Frozen Throne came out, like I played the crap out of it. And then obviously from there, like they did custom maps, and then Dota came out from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, Warcraft 3 is like my like iconic Blizzard moment. And then obviously for you, the game that you've played the most in your life is World of Warcraft.
It's WoW, yeah. But my first, I think my first memory of a Blizzard game earliest Blizzard memory, I think, was in P4, primary 4. That was like 10 years old, right? One of my classmates loaned me his Warcraft 2 CD.
Wow.
And then I told my mom, like, if I get good grades, can I buy... No, I really had a PC. Like, can I buy more Warcraft games? Yeah, so I did well enough that I got into the best class for P5, but my Mandarin, my Chinese wasn't good enough, so I was an EM2 student in the EM1 class. So basically, I'm on par with them except Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which was good enough for my mom lah. But maybe not good enough, but my mom was happy enough that I think she brought me to Sim Lim Square.
Yeah.
And she bought me the pirated version of Star Warcraft 2.
What? Oh, back then there was still pirated version.
Yeah. So what's it called? It was Tides of Darkness. Yes, Tides of Darkness.
Tides of Darkness is the expansion, I think.
No, that was the base game. And then Beyond the Dark Portal.
Really?
Then she got me Beyond the Dark Portal.
Yeah.
So that was my introduction into Blizzard lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history lah.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting about the book, which I recommend you read, especially since you're a big fan of it, is that World of Warcraft basically opened up their studio. Like, basically, if without World of Warcraft, I think Blizzard would be very different from what it is now, because World of Warcraft pumped so much money for them, and it's like a cash cow, right? So they can always get money from that. Bobby Kotick, Activision, their developers, their parent company, has always been pushing them to make another WoW, like another game like WoW.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of like formed their whole philosophy moving forward.
Yeah.
But that was not what they wanted to do, because Blizzard has always been a studio where they just want to make games that they want to play.
Yeah.
So, but then obviously with Bobby Kotick, he just wants to make as much money as possible, right? He doesn't care. So and then Hearthstone came out. I know Hearthstone. Overwatch came out.
Overwatch is big
from
also.
from a failed experiment with Titan, right?
Titan,
They had
yeah,
this
that's right.
project called Titan for 8 years, and yeah, but so I think it's a very but we obviously know that Overwatch 2 is a huge failure. But I wanted to ask you actually, my main question to ask you is because I love Blizzard, not anymore as much. Like I wouldn't buy a Blizzard game instantly just because they announce it. I would have bought a Blizzard game instantly maybe like 10 years ago, but not anymore. Like, do you have any developers or like companies that you trust so much that the moment they release a game, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I'll buy it.
I don't think I have one. Like I know people will say like people who love Souls games will just say FromSoft.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit hard for me because, okay, for example, I like Hades, right? So I really bought Hades 2 without, even thinking.
Yeah.
But I can't say like, oh, if Supergiant comes with any game, I'll definitely buy it.
It depends on the game they make, right?
Yeah, it's because it's Hades, so it's Hades 2, I'll buy Hades 2. Yeah. Then Capcom did all the remasters of Resident Evil, and RE2 was so good. I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna buy RE3 and 4.
Yeah, but Capcom makes so many different games.
Right? So like Monster Hunter, I'll play any Monster Hunter, but it doesn't mean that I'll play any Bandai.
Capcom.
Is it Bandai? Capcom.
No,
Capcom game.
Capcom. Yeah, it's Capcom.
Something like that.
Yeah, Bandai Namco is what did they make? I mean, FromSoft is a Bandai Namco company. So.
Yeah, so I guess in the past it was definitely Blizzard. Blizzard was they could sell you shit and you would still buy it.
Yeah,
like Blizzard.
Now not so much anymore, lah.
Yeah, now they are shit.
I mean, to be fair, they're getting a little bit better, right?
I think Blizzard has reached a point where they the ship of Theseus theory.
No.
Where if you slowly replace the parts of a ship, eventually all the parts are replaced. Is it still the same ship? But you replace it over time. So I think that's Blizzard now. They are not Blizzard of our childhood.
They're not.
20 years ago.
All the main developer, the only developer that we know that is still Blizzard is Chris Metzen.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's just different now, lah. Yeah. I would definitely still take a look at whatever games they come out with.
Yeah.
But I feel like the era has passed. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
But I think it's just the gaming landscape now.
Yeah.
Games used to be created because the people who created them
want to
really
make games.
Yeah, they really love games. They just want to make a nice game, a fun game. But gaming has become such a money maker, right? Such a huge industry that I think it's inevitable when something becomes so popular.
Yeah.
It's not just gaming, right? Any industry. Yeah. When there's money to be made.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go in that direction where, capitalism will take hold. Yeah. So it's a bit sad as somebody, like people like us, we've grown up we've seen the rise of gaming. We may not be the Atari generation, but we are the Sega Mega Drive and the NES generation, right? So we've seen the rise of where gaming literally hit its peak, Yeah. But I guess at the same time, we still do benefit from really good graphics, really good storytelling. Just that most of them are just chock full of MTX. So once in a while, you get gems like Silent Hill 2,
Yeah.
So
I think this is a broad topic of the industry as a whole, but I think there is I think there was a shift from when games was a very small industry, then the big corporations realized, crap, there's a big business opportunity here. So they started coming and started to move the needle towards making games as products rather than actual games that people want to play. And then now I feel like it's kind of gone over the tipping point where some publishers have realized that actually letting developers make games that gamers like to play, it's actually more profitable than forcing them to follow the mold. So that's why you have certain. I mean, it's not true for all games and not all developers, but I feel like kind of slowly there are more developers that are going independent as well. To make the game. So which is why like my list of developers that I would definitely buy games from, a lot of them only make one type of game, right? So they're not like Blizzard, which makes a crap ton of like different games.
Yep.
Or like Capcom. Like for me, this is rare, but Valve, anything that Valve makes, I'll buy. Like just because they don't make many games, but the games they do make are good.
Unfortunately,
like,
they don't make any games now, right? I mean, even Deadlock is free.
Deadlock is yeah. I mean,
Deadlock is good.
Many...
Deadlock is good. Yeah. Have you played it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like, I'll wait for it till it comes out fully. But like Valve, any game that Valve make, I know will be good. Just because they don't make games they don't release games that are bad.
Do you know there's a rumor that they're reopening
Half-Life 3? Are you going to say again?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's on the gaming. It's on the leaks and rumors subreddit that
we'll see.
They have started work on it.
It could just be Half-Life Alyx, but not VR.
Alyx 2.
It could just be Half-Life Alyx, but not VR. So Valve is one. Atlas is one. So Atlas is the people that make Persona and Metaphor.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, because for me, I love JRPG. So this is a JRPG. Larian is one. Larian Studios, the people that make Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity. FromSoft, for me. Santa Monica Studios, so the people that make God of War. I will buy their games. I think they are a great studio. Concerned Ape, he's not a studio, but he's one guy. He made Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
So anything that he makes, he's making another game called Hotel Chocolatier. I'll buy that. Haunted Chocolatier, not Hotel Chocolatier. Haunted Chocolatier. Sucker Punch. So the people that made Ghosts.
Yes.
But they also made actually I was looking at their history. Actually, I love all their previous. Like they made Infamous. All the Infamous games.
They made Infamous. Okay.
Yeah, they made all the
Infamous. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like their style of games. RJG Studio. So the people that made the Yakuza games. So if you realize the games that I kind of like, I was like the developers I like are the people that make a very specific type of game. Like they don't make any other games. They just make like that game. Compared to like Capcom, which makes like I don't buy Street Fighter games, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, I love Capcom. I like Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
I like Devil May Cry. I'll buy that, but I wouldn't buy any Street Fighter games, for example. Yeah. So I just was interested to know. But for you, you're very games. You're like, it depends on the game.
Yes. I stick more to the game itself.
Yeah, because you don't follow franchises.
Yeah.
You don't follow you don't have certain games that you'd be like, I will definitely follow this franchise throughout.
Yep.
Right. But maybe now you're a single player gamer, so maybe you might have in the future.
Things might change. I mean, I'm a totally different gamer than I was half a year ago. I am. I'm like a reborn. You know, FF7 Rebirth. This is Marvin Rebirth.
Yeah. I mean, you can really enjoy more games now that
I finished 4 games in 4 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you enjoy it more because I think the looking forward to the next game playing is also a nice feeling. Like, oh, I finished. Okay, now I can play a new game.
So I've started to like categorize my Steam list, my Steam library, to like things that I want to play and things that I've completed, things I want to revisit. Yeah. So
oh, look at you becoming a completionist.
I can tell you what I have now. So to revisit, I have Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk, Jedi Survivor. I didn't finish it, and Witcher 3. Yeah. Those so next on my list to play is obviously Metaphor lah. Then after that, I don't know if I'll wait so long, but Black Myth is the next one. I might play both like concurrently.
I mean, I think Metaphor is the kind of game. I mean, not Metaphor. Sorry, Black Myth. It's the kind of game you play on your PC on your gaming rig, because obviously it's not as good on the deck for you.
Yeah, and then Metaphor I play on the deck.
Metaphor is a kind of Metaphor is a great game for the deck. So it's kind of. I mean, you can also play like. Then when you get to a big story moment, if you're like, okay, I gotta play, then you just play on your PC again lah. Right? Because you have cloud save, so yeah. I'm excited, man. Good, your gaming journey. You're changing before my very eyes. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Okay. It's about there. We're about 95 minutes in.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna talk about? Anything you wanna catch up
No,
on?
I think that's about it. We should try
Yeah.
to do it more regularly. Once a
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
Let's
We
do it
we
once a month.
let's aim for once a month, and let's
Yeah.
aim for a new guest next time. I know we have some people in the pipeline, but
Do you have anybody
okay,
you wanna ask? See if you have anyone on your
uh,
side.
we can always invite people that we have talked to before as well, um like Jamie and stuff like that. People who are comfortable to talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
podcasts. But yeah, I mean, we wanted to ask John, right? But we also don't know how. He
Busy,
said
yeah.
after Vilgard is released, so
Which is end of this month. Is
I
it
think
like
8 days.
Yeah,
So
8 days,
we'll
right?
see. You'll be interested to
30th?
it is. No, 30th.